Hello everyone and welcome back to Coach Craig's Sports. Today is Sunday, September 25th, and this is the MLB DFS video for today. So in today's video, we'll be going over a recap of yesterday's picks, seeing how they turned out, talking about my core picks for today. It is a 10-game main slate overall, and then talking about my top GPP stacks for today. At the time of this recording, my article is not yet published over at WeBetATS.com, but once that is available, I'll leave a link to that down in the comments below. But without further ado, we'll get started with a recap of yesterday's picks. At the pitcher position, we had Merrill Kelly, $9,000, got to 43 points, so he was in the second overall pitcher on yesterday's slate. So a pretty good value play overall. Then we at first base, we had Ty France at $3,000, got to 21.7 points. He was a hit in the second overall first baseman on yesterday's slate, so another very good hit. At third base, we had Manny Machado at $4,500, 25.4 points. He was a hit in the second overall third baseman, so a lot of seconds yesterday. Then at shortstop, we had Carlos Correa at $3,000, got to 6.5 points, did give him a push yesterday. Not anybody that really killed us, but not anybody that helped put our lineup over the top. And then last but not least, we had Mitch Haniger at $2,700 in the outfield. Got to 9 points, so I did give him a hit as well since he was a cheaper pay down option overall. So a pretty solid core yesterday. If you had some other good plays along with it, you cashed rather easily overall. But with that being said, we'll get moved over to the core picks for today. So we're going to start off at the pitcher position with Dylan Cease at $10,500, averaging just under 39 fantasy points per game on the season. Going against the Detroit Tigers today, a team that he's pitched very well against so far this season. He has 3 starts versus them and has 43, 45, and 42 points. So looking like a pretty solid and safe option overall today. Then at first base, we have Matt Olson at $2,800, a guy that's been struggling a lot as of late, still averaging over 10 fantasy points per game. Goes in a very favorable matchup today against Kyle Gibson, a guy he is 9 for 21 with 4 home runs versus in his career. So hopefully he kind of bounces back in a big way today. Hopefully it's a home run against Kyle Gibson, somebody that he's seen in the past and hit very well in the past as well. Then on the opposite side of the game at second base, we have Gene Segura at $2,700, averaging just under 9 fantasy points per game. A guy that's not super flashy at this point in time. He's not on his hot streak, but does have very good history versus Charlie Morton, who is pitching for the Atlanta Braves today. 17 for 60 with 2 home runs versus him, so a little bit of upside there as well. Then we move down to the outfield, and we got to talk about Mike Trout today. He is $4,300, averaging just under 13 fantasy points per game. Goes against the Minnesota Twins and Dylan Bundy on the mound today. He is 5 for 11 with 2 home runs versus Bundy in his career. So definitely looking like a lot of upside for Mike Trout overall once again today. And then last but not least, a name that we haven't seen probably all season on this list, it's Manuel Margot at $2,500, averaging about 9 fantasy points per game on the season. Going against the Toronto Blue Jays and Ross Stripling on the mound, and he actually does have very good history versus Ross Stripling, although some of this history is probably when they were on the Dodgers and Padres respectively. He is 9 for 23 with 3 home runs versus Stripling. So in terms of a cheap upside play, that's definitely the type of history I'm looking for overall today in a guy like Manuel Margot. But with that being said, if you go with these 5 players that do have listed here of $12,200 remaining, just over $3,000, you have the potential to pay up for one other player if that's something you really want to do and find some other cheap value options. There's some pretty good ones out there once again today, or if you want to take a little bit more balanced build, that's definitely viable on today's slate overall as well. But with that being said, we'll get moved over to the top GPP stacks for today. As I mentioned already, my article is not yet published over at WeBetATS.com, but once that is available, I'll leave a link to it down in the comments below. So the stacks that I do have for today, we have the Chicago White Sox. I know they were on there yesterday, didn't really do too much, but they're going against Tyler Alexander today. Typically a team that hits left-handed pitching very well, and they have hit Tyler Alexander pretty well throughout his respective career. Then we had the Houston Astros going against Austin Vuth. Not a lot of history here, and Vuth actually pitched reasonably okay versus them earlier this season, but a type of pitcher that the Astros should hit rather well, and there is definitely a lot of upside there once again today. Then we move over to the Tampa Bay Rays, who have very good history versus Ross Stripling, oddly enough. So definitely like taking some shots there, and probably a stack that's not going to be too popular overall today. And then last but not least, we have the Phillies going against Charlie Morton. Some of these Phillies hitters have hit him pretty well in the past. There's definitely a lot of experience there. He's had 2 good starts and 2 bad starts versus them so far this season. So kind of flip a coin and see if you land on the right side of that Phillies versus Charlie Morton stack today overall. But with that being said, these are my core 5 picks as well as top GPP stacks for today, September 25th. As always, if you have any questions related to MLB DFS, be sure to leave them down in the comments below and I'll get back to you as quickly as possible. Also, be sure to let me know your favorite play on today's slate, whether it's someone from my core 5 picks, whether it's someone from my top GPP stacks, or whether it's a completely different player you guys think I missed. Definitely interested in hearing what you have to say. But with that being said, if you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing. Definitely would appreciate it. Helps to build the community that we're trying to build here at Coach Craig Sports, which is one that's truly for you, the viewers, helping you with your DFS, primarily MLB MLB and NFL DFS at this point in time, but once we get back around to the NBA regular season, I'll be covering that as well. And then with that being said, if you are a new or current subscriber who's yet to do so, also be sure to hit that notification bell down below. It's going to let you know every single time I post up a new video. Like I've been saying, I post up daily MLB DFS videos just like this. Post some NFL DFS content as well. Be sure to check out my NFL DFS core pick video that I put up yesterday if that's something you're into. Definitely some good advice there. And also, if you have any questions related to NFL DFS, be sure to leave it in the comments on that video and I'll be glad to help you as well. But with that being said, that's all I have for today's video. Hopefully you all enjoyed. And then last but not least, special shout out to each and every one of you watching today's video. I truly do appreciate you taking the time out of your day to watch this video. Definitely means a lot to me, and I hope each and every one of you has a great rest of your day.